My son is gay, or he's not. I don't care. He's 5, and I am his mother, and if you have a problem with any of the things mentioned above, I don't actually want to know you. Here are the facts that lead up to this rant. Number 1, my son is 5, and he goes to a church preschool. Number 2, he has loved Scooby Doo since developing the ability and attention span to sit still long enough to watch an episode. 3, Halloween, for those of you that don't know, is a holiday, and its focus is wearing a costume. Number 4, my son's school has the kids dress up, do a little parade, change out of their costumes, and have a party. Number 5, Boo's best friend is a little girl. Number 6, Boo has an older sister. Number 7, Boo spends most of his time with me. Number 8, I'm a woman. Number 9, and most importantly, I am Boo's mother, not you. A few weeks before Halloween, Boo decided that he wants to be Daphne from Scooby Doo, along with his best friend, E. He had dressed as Scooby a few years back, and frankly looks exactly like Fred. I was a little bit hesitant to make the purchase, not because it was a female costume, but because he's 5, and 5-year-olds change their minds. After requesting it a couple of more times, I said sure, placed the order, and he flipped out when it arrived. It was absolutely perfect. Then as we got closer to the actual day, he started to hem and haw about it. After some discussion, it comes out that he's afraid people will laugh at him. I pointed out that some people might, but it's a cute and clever costume. He insists that their laughter would be of the making fun kind. I blow it off. Seriously, who's going to make fun of a kid in a costume on Halloween? So the big day arrives. We get dressed up. We drop his little brother off at his preschool and head over to Boo's. Boo doesn't want to get out of the car. He's afraid of what people will say and do to him. I know that he wants to wear this costume. I know it. I convince him to go inside. He halts at the door. He's a little bit visibly nervous. I chalk it up to him being a warrior. Seriously, who would make fun of a child in a costume on Halloween? So we walk in, and there's several friends of ours that knew what he was going to be, and they smile and they wave and they give him high fives. He walks down the hall to where his classroom is, and that's where things go wrong. 2 mothers went wide-eyed, made faces as if they smelled decomp. I realized that my son is standing here seeing the same thing I am, so I say, "Doesn't he look great?" Mom A says, in disgust, "Did he ask to be that?" I say, of course he did, as you know, it's Halloween and you get to wear a costume. So they continue with their nosy and quite probing questions as to how that was ever an option for my son, and didn't I try to talk him out of it? Mom B mostly just stood there in shock and dismay. And then Mom C approaches. She had been in the main room, saw us walk in, and decided to follow us all the way down the hall so that she could share her thoughts with me. And they were that I should never have allowed this. And thank God this was preschool and not kindergarten, because I would have had to put my foot down and forbidden it. To which I calmly replied that I would have done no such thing, and I don't really understand what she's talking about. She continues on and on about how mean children can be, and he would be ridiculed. My response to that, the only people that seem to have a problem with it are these mothers. Another mom pointed out that high schools have spirit days where boys dress like girls. I mentioned powder puff games where the football players dress like cheerleaders, and that every frat boy I ever knew in college dressed like a woman at some point. Mom A turns to me and quite pointedly says her husband was a frat boy and he never wore a dress. But really, here's the point. It is none of your damn business. If you think that me allowing my son to dress as a female cartoon is somehow going to make him gay, you're an idiot. Firstly, what a completely ridiculous concept. Secondly, if my son is gay, okay, I will love him no less. And thirdly, I am not worried that your son is growing to go up to be an actual ninja, so back off. If my daughter had dressed as Batman, no one would have thought twice about it. No one. The thing that was heartbreaking to me, though, was that my sweet, kind-hearted 5-year-old boy was actually right to be worried. He knew that there were mothers like moms A, B, and C, and he, at five, was concerned about how they would perceive him and what would happen to him. Just as it is heartbreaking to those parents that have lost their children recently due to bullying, I have to say it's not okay to bully, even if you wrap it up in a bow and call it concern. These women were trying to bully me and my son. My son. It is obvious that I neither abuse nor neglect my children. They are absolutely not perfect, but they are learning how to navigate this big and sometimes very cruel world. I hate that my son had to learn this lesson while standing in front of allegedly Christian women. I hate that those women thought those thoughts at all, and worse, that they felt comfortable saying them out loud. I hate that pink is a girl color and that my baby has to be brave if he wants to be Daphne for Halloween. And all I hope for my kids, for your kids, and those of moms A, B, and C is that they are happy. And if a set of purple sparkly tights and a velvety dress is what makes my baby happy for one night, then so be it. If he wants to carry a purse or marry a man or paint fingernails with his best girlfriend, then okay. My job as his mother is not to stifle the man that he will be, but to help him along his way. Mine is not to dictate what is normal and what is not, but to help him become a good person. And I hope I am doing that. My little man really did work that costume, and he rocked that wig, and I would not want it any other way. I wrote this piece in 2010, a couple of days after Halloween. My life was then turned upside down when it went crazy viral, had about 4 million views, 40,000 something comments, and a lot of people read it, including the pastor of the church where he went to preschool. So after some very, very unpleasant meetings and a few ultimatums, we left the school and the church altogether, including the moms group that I had led there. So we started over at a new school, alone. I am happy to report that he has adjusted very well, as a sweet little boy is likely to do, but just a couple of weeks ago, he asked me if I remembered his old preschool. I do, baby. I really do.